Thank you for coming out to such a beautiful day on South Carolina's Main Street. It is wonderful to see such a crowd here today to celebrate something really special that I think will help Main Street and our city go to the next level of success. It is very fitting that we're here today as May is National Preservation Month. We are very excited today to announce this designation of Main Street as a historic district. Our commercial corridor can now be preserved and celebrated like so many areas around our state, including right here in the historic Congaree Vista. Businesses have invested considerable resources in developing the Vista into an exciting urban district, and we know that this district will do even more for Main Street. Our historic district will also provide property owners to use historic tax credits. In fact, Greg Middleton here from Agape. Greg, will you raise your hand? Just use these to develop this wonderful complex that we have here today, as have many other property owners, and Greg can answer any questions after this conference today about that. We also know that this district further brands the area as South Carolina's Main Street, which it truly is. To continue the celebration of National Preservation Month, Historic Columbia will have guides out on First Thursday this week showing people all the historic properties in the 15, 16, and 1700 blocks. So please come out this first Thursday and enjoy that. In particular today, we'd really like to thank the partners that helped bring this district to fruition, many of whom are with us today. Many of you are in this crowd. That includes the City of Columbia, and Mayor Benjamin is going to speak here in a moment. Both the council and staff were very supportive. Richland County, Paul Livingston from County Council will be here and speak in a moment. The Richland County Conservation Commission, particularly Nancy Stone Cullum, who did so much to help this work, and the South Carolina Department of Archives and History, which really made this all possible, along with Historic Columbia, for this exciting announcement today. And on that, let me turn it over to Brad Sauls from the Department of Archives and History. Again, I'm Matt Kennel from the City Center Partnership. We welcome all of you today. Thank you very much. Brad?
Thank you, Matt. Good afternoon. My name is Brad Sauls. I'm with the supervisor for the National Register program with the State Historic Preservation Office, which is a division of the South Carolina Department of Archives and History. Our job in the National Register process, we process nominations for South Carolina's properties and districts, and working with the National Park Service in Washington, which has final listing authority. On behalf of our staff, I'm very pleased to join in this celebration of Columbia's history. We are very happy to work with Jesse Childress, who wrote the nomination document, and Historic Columbia Foundation, and we're happy to see this portion of Main Street be added to the long list of Columbia properties and districts listed in the National Register of Historic Places. The Columbia Commercial District was officially listed in the National Register in October 20th, 2014. The district includes 36 contributing buildings along Main Street between Hampton and Laurel Streets. There's also contributing buildings on Blanding, Sumter, and Taylor Streets just off of Main. 8 of the district's contributing buildings were previously listed individually in the National Register. This collection of historic properties conveys the history of Columbia's commercial development between the end of the Civil War and the height of the Civil Rights Movement. These properties served as the backdrop for much of Columbia's economic and social history during this period. A mixture of offices, shops, entertainment venues made Columbia's Main Street the gathering place for the city. Local shops with names that became synonymous with Columbia, like Sylvan's and Taps, existed alongside national and regional department store chains like Cress and Effords. The diversity of architectural styles in the district demonstrates how Columbia's business community prospered and adapted to stay competitive. The Second Empire style of Sylvan's and the decorative terracotta of the Cress store, the Romanesque arches of the Canal Dime Savings Bank, and the mix of styles and materials all in between all combine to define the historic character of the district and provide a visual feast for the eye as you stroll Main Street. These buildings are a unique collection that represent a century of growth and change in the history of South Carolina's capital city. Today we see that despite changes and challenges, Main Street is still central to Columbia's identity and sense of place. The resurgence of investment in Main Street in recent years is a testament to that fact, as well as the increasing numbers of people who come to Main Street for work, entertainment, and enrichment. The National Register of Historic Places was created and documented to recognize those places in our country that are worthy of preservation. The National Register by itself does not preserve anything, but rather encourages preservation and provides incentives to preserve. It's individual property owners and communities with vision and foresight that preserve our historic places. And whether you live in Columbia or are visiting the capital city, we all benefit from that commitment to community development through historic preservation. Congratulations to all who are involved with this project, and we thank you for your efforts. Thank you.
Welcome to Main Street, South Carolina. Isn't it exciting to be on Main Street? This place does indeed matter. And I want to encourage you that as you walk up and down our Main Street, look at the new street signs, recognizing that this is a historic district now. I believe across the street in the Habinet building, the Mad Monkey building that Martha Fowler owns, has the first signs up indicating this new historic district. I'm excited to be here on Main Street and excited, quite frankly, to see something happen that so many folks didn't think could be done over a decade ago when the City Center Partnership was established here, this great business improvement district. Now you ride down Main Street on the weekend, you see hundreds of people enjoying the Sumter City Market, dining here at restaurants, attending cinema at the Nickelodeon, filing out of the Capitol Places apartments and the Hub, seeing what is truly something special happening in our city. Together, we've created tens of thousands of jobs. Metro unemployment is down 40% in less than 5 years. Together, we've invested $500 million in our water and sewer infrastructure, with over $600 million on tap over the next several years. Together, we've secured $1.2 billion in new downtown investment in less than 4 years, including landmark projects like NBSC, Ag First, the Hub, the Nickelodeon, Agape, and Mass General right here, and yes, the Palmetto Compress as well. Ladies and gentlemen, something special is happening. It's happening right here. It's not happening by chance, it's happening by choice. We're taking these bold steps forward together. We've leveraged $425,000 in community development block grant dollars to create over $6 million in private investment right here on Main Street, South Carolina. Famously Hot New Year's has combined over the last several years to bring 71,000 visitors and over $4 million in investment to downtown Columbia. We're creating a sense of excitement and sense of place, something truly special happening here. You walk up and down this street, you see wayfinding signs focusing on Columbia SC 63, recognizing the historic contributions of African Americans to this great city and those who were in the vanguard of our civil rights movement. The renovation of our historic City Hall, an unprecedented investment in the arts, and our recognition this year of the burning of Columbia, 150th anniversary, watching our city rise from the ashes like a phoenix. So today we come together to take this exciting next step with the Main Street Historic District, preserving this rich history, this rich legacy of our culture for generations to come. Something special is happening in Columbia, South Carolina. Something special is happening on Main Street, South Carolina. This is indeed the Main Street for our entire state, and I feel confident that the best is truly yet to come. May God bless you.
Good afternoon. I can't tell you what an absolute, genuine pleasure it is for me to be afforded this opportunity on behalf of Richland County Council, our chairman, Mr. Tory Rush, and all members of Richland County Council and the citizens that we represent. You know, one thing I'm going to have to remind you of is what I have to remind some of my colleagues of at times, particularly those that in the unincorporated area, that the city of Columbia is in Richland County. And that is significant because we play a major role in terms of what happens downtown too. You know, when I think back about the county's contribution to Nickelodeon, the Mass General, our working with the City Center Partnership, that is extremely important to Richland County. And you know, I can't thank enough, for example, Nancy, who is here with our Conservation Commission, what she does for our community, the entire county. I can't thank that enough, and that's why we support the City Center Partnership. Same old time with, like I said, with Nickelodeon, our support for Historic Foundation. We do those things and we understand the significance to the heart of our county, which is the city of Columbia. Now, this district is extremely important to me. It's something I share quite a bit. Having lived in a home for the past 20 years that's on the National Historic Register, I understand the importance and significance of this. And I'm sure many of you all also understand that too. But let's thank those folks who've been so involved in making this happen. This is something that is absolutely tremendous for our community. And so always remember, and welcome to Richland County Council District 4, where you are now, that I'm elected from. And again, thank you, and let us know what we can do to continue to make things happen for our community.
I'm Robin Waits. I'm the Executive Director with Historic Columbia. We're pleased today to announce this National Register designation of the Columbia Downtown District as the kickoff to a month-long National Preservation Month celebration. The 2015 theme, This Place Matters, is a revisitation of the 2008 call to tell a national audience why our historic places are important to us. In 2008, they asked us to tell them about any place that was large or small, nationally significant or personally priceless, historic or maybe just old, that played a role in our lives. People in communities from around the country printed signs like this, decorated banners, called their friends, and even hired cherry pickers to capture the buildings, the streets, the parks, and towns that make their life just a little bit better. Our speakers today have answered the call as to why our Columbia Downtown Historic District matters. As noted, this designation is good for business. It's good for instilling a sense of community pride and for underscoring our sense of identity. The celebration of this vibrant and historic district will be recognized, as Matt mentioned, this week on First Thursday, and Historic Columbia guides will share stories of some of the places, some of the rehabilitation projects that really spurred the revitalization to take place. Those places include Cress, the Mass General Store, Nickelodeon, Agape, and TAPS. So I invite you to join us Thursday from 6 to 8 to learn more about why these places matter. On Friday of this week, just behind us here at Agape, Historic Columbia will present our annual Preservation Awards. These recognize exemplary projects in preservation, adaptive use, and new construction. And just a few days after that, on Sunday, May the 10th, the civil rights history of Main Street will be highlighted during guided walking tours that will follow the signs down Main Street at 2 p.m. as part of our monthly Sunday Strolls program. So this is just a start of a month-long celebration, again, of the places and stories that contribute to this vibrant and dynamic community that we all call home. I want to offer thanks today to the City Center Partnership for really spearheading this effort to get this historic district designation in place, and of course the Richland County Conservation Commission for providing the financial support to make it happen. To the merchants, both large and small, who've had your doors open on Main Street for some of you over 20 years. Thanks for your perseverance. And particularly to Mayor Steve Benjamin, who from the time that he took office in 2010, he has unabashedly championed the revitalization of Main Street. I think when others didn't think it could be done, he really steadfastly said, yes, it can, and this is how we're going to do it. And we're witnessing today the fruits of the collective labor and the designation of this section of Main Street as the National Register Historic District. It's proof that this place matters to a much broader community, I think, than we could have ever imagined. So thank everybody for being with us this afternoon as we celebrate this milestone. We hope to see everybody here on Thursday night from 6 to 8 for the real party. That concludes our prepared comments. We're happy if anybody has questions to stay for a few minutes and answer those. Thank y'all.
Now, what's next? There are a lot of really exciting things in the pipeline for Main Street. Significant capital investment, a few new restaurants on the very near horizon over the next few months. I think you'll hear a few new announcements. Some opportunities for some significant significant private investment, particularly in the areas of housing, non-student apartment housing. Many of you remember that back in January we went out with an RFQ for developers looking to potentially develop the air rights above our parking garages. We're going to see some serious and exciting things happening in that space over the next several years. Main Street is alive right now, but really it's only just begun. There are some exciting things on tap for South Carolina's Main Street. Well, our strategy and our investment on Main Street has been to use modest public investment to incentivize significant private investment. We utilize federal dollars, community development block grant dollars, $428,000, and use that as an incentive to incentivize private investment on Main Street. That $428,000 in federal dollars led to $6.1 million in private investment on Main Street. Everything we try to do does require a bit of smart public investment. Building this great parking garage on Main Street allowed us to incentivize Agape to redevelop these 3 historic buildings surrounding us. It helped facilitate the development of Mass General and will continue to fuel growth on this 1600 and 1700 block of Main Street. So the public investment will always be smart, it will always be modest, and we believe that it'll continue to bear out its smart investment for the people of the city. Well, Main Street, I believe, says everything about a community. I believe that people are emotionally bound to their Main Street. If their Main Street is vibrant, then they feel that things are really happening in their city. Great cities are built from the inside out. You need a vibrant, strong urban core where there's retail connectivity, beautiful pedestrian experiences. The public realm is vibrant and alive. It's surrounded by some great suburbs. And then, we're blessed that you can be in 15 minutes in the rural here, hunting boar or whatever, or turkeys, whatever you want to go hunt. But people are significantly emotionally tied to their Main Street. And we hope and pray that people who come here during the daytimes, they'll come here in the evenings, they'll come here on weekends, and they'll have a significantly different experience than what they had 5 or 10 years ago. Things are happening here, and we're doing it by respecting the historic character of our buildings, restoring the beauty of these buildings, and then finding really smart opportunities to drive more private sector capital investment to Main Street. We believe that this is going to continue to fuel the incredible growth we've had here in the region, and we're excited that the city and that downtown is helping drive that growth.